not to brag, but to brag because I've done literally nothing else. I think I read like 70 books.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
For the book club, we did like a book a month.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot more manageable for people that have to leave the
Who are
house
not
for-
as good as Erin. That's
for
more
any
manageable
reason.
for people who are not as good as Erin.
This is about a wrap on 2020. 2020 sucks. Anybody who had a good 2020 better shut the fuck up about it because it wasn't.
Yes.
Everybody, the bad 2020s were so bad that nobody needs to hear about your 2020 being good. Now that being said, Naomi, were there any good things that happened this year? Like, were there any high points for you that stuck out? Or did you learn any lessons that you find will be valuable?
Well, I guess a high point was not getting COVID. So that's a pretty high point, I think, for all. You know what I mean? Like, if anyone didn't get COVID, that's amazing. So I think we should celebrate that. What did I learn? I guess I love my partner. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't know. And then you're left in the house together for 9 months straight. And you realize, okay, I don't want to kill you in your sleep. That's great.
That's a good lesson. So you didn't become infected with a deadly virus.
Yes.
And you didn't murder your partner. Those are positives. Definite
Yes.
positives.
Yes.
Alyssa, what were your high points from the year, if any?
Well, Erin, I think we've talked ad nauseum about how proud I am of myself for being self-sufficient. I've learned how to do things in the yard. I have pretended to be Ma Ingalls for extended periods of time over the summer. And now that we have 20 inches of snow, you know that I'm living the episode where they're like stuck in the snowdrift on Christmas Eve because Ms. Beadle lets them out of school early. I made 500 jars of jams and I actually put some fucking labels on them and I'm going to do things with them. And I got you guys. So, yay.
That's really, I think that like you really moved up. If there was like an apocalypse team draft, you know how like the NBA draft,
you wanna be
would
on my team.
Oh, yeah,
you'd be
I'm
a
moving
first
there.
round pick.
I'm moving
You
there.
guys, because I will preserve our food. I will pick our food. I will keep our food alive and regale you with funny stories at the end of the day. It's like full service. It's like it's like apocalypse spa.
And you have a pink Christmas tree.
Two. I have two pink trees.
Two pink Christmas trees. Yeah. Dana, what have been some high points for you from this hellish year?
Well, I have to echo what Naomi said and say, like, I felt very fortunate that I didn't get COVID and that my family was healthy and safe. So that was, I think, the big one. I fell in love this year, which was fun. That was sort of an exciting thing.
You found love in a hopeless place.
I literally did. I had one of those mythical COVID romances where it started on a pod. He invited me on his podcast, which is the most 2020 way to meet someone. And then I think COVID actually really helped like bring the relationship forward because before we met in person, we texted a lot and then we started talking on the phone a lot. We had like hour-long phone conversations like the olden days. And then when we met in person,
rom-com, Dana.
I know. There was that like camaraderie and yeah, it was really nice. I mean, knock on wood again, but that was definitely the bright spot of this year for me.
That's really
so
nice. Tien, same question for you.
Oh gosh, but I want to echo what everyone has said. Yeah, same thing. Didn't get sick, and also my family members and friends, thankfully, have also not gotten sick. I am normally long distance with my partner, and this kind of pushed us together. So same thing. Don't wanna kill my partner. It's been great. I feel like now we're like absolutely no more long distance. But I do like to wake up every morning and be like, we're seeing each other 24/7. How does it feel? We get 0 breaks from each other. And the other thing is that I'm grateful for is that Dana started a podcast, a separate one about called Popcorn Book Club, which sadly no longer is going to be moving forward. But I read books this year for like the first time, and apparently I only do that when I get paid to do it. So if anybody is out there wanting to pay me to read books, I'm very good at it. I've learned how to do it. Ready to go.
You know what? Reading books was a huge like sanity saver this year. I think I think I read, not to brag, but to brag because I've done literally nothing else. I think I read like 70 books.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
That's like two plus books a week.
It's like a little more than one a week. Yeah.
What?
Like,
What?
It's because, okay, so this is the trick. If you sit down with a timer
nope.
and you set it for 20 minutes and you don't look at your phone for 20 minutes and you just read, like then you get a good head of steam going in. And usually when the 20-minute timer goes off, you want to set it again for another 20 minutes. So if you've been reading for 40 minutes, that's like between 40 and 50 pages. You're already 50 pages in. If you read 50 pages a day, it's not that hard to finish. Like 50 pages a day, 300-page book, 6 days a book.
Okay. I was like proud of myself. I was going to be like, I read 7 books this year.
Yeah, for the book club, we did like a book a month.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot more manageable for people that have to leave the
Who are
house
not as
for-
good as Erin. That's
for
more
any
manageable
reason.
for people who are not as good as Erin.
No, it's for people that have to leave the house for any reason or have any responsibilities besides themselves. But it's like, yeah, I think books are a really nice escape. I read a couple that like really made you. Did you read Mexican Gothic?
No, but I heard that is very good.
Yeah.
It's like a romp. It's set in the 1950s in Mexico, and it's about this like plucky heroine who's like a young socialite who goes to a mysterious mansion in the jungle to figure out why her cousin is going crazy. And it's like,
Ooh.
and then by the end, it's like a full-on batshit insane horror novel. I cannot recommend it enough if you want to forget that you're where you are. 'Cause
Erin,
it's-
I think of you as a plucky heroine. That's like funny because
I
I do
agree
think
with
of you as a
that.
plucky heroine who was a socialite. You know what I mean? Like this is like that whole
Yes.
that description sounds very much like how I envision you. So I
You
feel
know,
like I want to
If
read
by
it.
socialite you mean that when I was little, my brother and I used to trap barn cat kittens and train them, and then that's what my socialite life kind of was. What are some of your goals for 2021?
You know, I haven't dared to dream in so long that, you know, I just like, it's like the question is just very heavy because I literally have just divorced myself from outcomes for the last 9 months in a way. I don't, you know, just basically how the year is gone. I'm like, don't like plan much. So
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has a dream. I'd love to hear it.
Read more, a la Erin Ryan.
70 books, 70
I
books.
thought I read enough, and now I hear that, and I'm like, okay, up my reading game. I'm currently in the process. I'm moving in. My boyfriend and I are moving in together.
What is going
Yeah.
on?
I know.
This is insane.
I know.
Wow.
That's clearly.
No,
but
it's great.
This COVID relationship.
It's a COVID relationship, but
You
right now
fell
I'm
in
like
love.
planning on moving and like I'm organizing everything. So now my New Year's goal is like figure that out and do it. I've never lived with someone before. Like figure that out and do it in a organized, semi-cohesive way.
Let me just give you my only advice for a straight woman who's about to move in with a boyfriend for the first time. When you figure, if you both trade off cooking duties, really try to like positively reward cleaning while you cook. Guys, men don't do that. Men don't do that, and you will. Like, and you will like leave the, you know, you'll be like, okay, you know, one of us cooks, the other one does the dishes. That's a system that most people have. When I cook, I'm like cleaning up
Yes.
constantly.
Yeah. Of course.
And when it's
Yeah.
time to do the dishes are the only thing left. I've put the dishes by the sink, like it's all, the food waste is in the garbage. When men, Josh doesn't do this, but you know, when other men cook, they just leave everything out. It's like pans with stuff in them and food, like packages that are open. Clean
Okay, then
while you cook.
my partner has a very mask energy in the kitchen then because she is not getting cleaned up, and she has a bad habit of like keeping drawers open and like cabinets open.
So just hitting your head left and right?
So Dana, that's another thing too. Get ready for some things you learn about your person that you did not know that they were doing when they're alone in their home.
Right.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
And you're going to learn about yourself what your secret alone things are. Because when you live alone, so you're like, I don't know if I would do this in front of somebody or not. You're going to start to like feel shame about certain things. Like I used to make myself solo cheese plates. Like I would...
You're ashamed of that? That sounds delightful.
it's a gross thing to do in front of somebody who is not also eating from the cheese plate.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, that's one of my alone things. Is like, if there's a night for whatever reason that Josh went to take a drive, or Josh is out like on a run or something like that, I will be like, yeah, time to eat some cheese. It's gonna be a journey, Dana. I can't wait to go on it with you.
I'll follow back. Yeah.
That's so exciting. I'm really excited for you guys. That's so great. Alyssa, I feel like you have goals for 2021.
No, I actually have none.
Really?
I have none.
Not
No.
a single goal.
No, because I feel like Naomi, like I've just really gotten through 2020, and I'm afraid that if my goals are too lofty for 2021 and things don't pick back up until like April or May, that's going to be like a long time that I sit here thinking I failed. So mostly I'm just going to try to stay healthy. I'm going to keep making jam. I'm going to segue into marmalades for January and February.
Okay, segue into marmalades.
Of course. Yeah, that's kind of it. You know, think about working again at some point, doing what I don't know. So we'll see. Mostly my plan is to try to stay upbeat.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Tien, do you have any 2021 goals?
I mean, I don't have any. I'm trying to stay away from like career goals because I feel like that feels really overwhelming. I have been saying recently that I want to flip something. So that could be like, or rehab something. I just want to like, I've been watching a lot of van life videos and like HGTV. And I just want to take something and make it nice and new. So like my in-laws have a cabin that is falling apart on their property. So I was like telling them that I want to flip it and like rehab it, and they're like, okay, Tien. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do this. I've never used a saw in my life, but I'm gonna do this. And they were like, okay, just draw up a plan and do it. So that is kind of my goal. I did walk in there with my partner and took pictures, and I walked out and I was like, oh, I think I bit off a little bit more than I can chew. Because the floor is warped and the walls are kind of decaying, but I think I can do it. That is, I wanna rehab something.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's
I just want to do stuff with my hands.
That's a good goal.
I've tried to make. I got asked by an old coworker of mine the other day what my 2021 resolution was, because she was writing something about it, and I think that my brain kind of got thinking along those lines, and so I've made some goals for myself that I think are like attainable and don't depend on other people to happen. So like, I've really enjoyed being outside a lot this year, like going and and I'm lucky to live in a place where I can drive to like a bunch of like state parks and national parks and stuff like that. And that's been the highlights of my year, have been spending time outdoors. So I think there's a couple like national parks in California that I've never visited before. And I think it'd be cool in 2021 to take a trip up, maybe like, you know, go to Mount Shasta or Mount Whitney or something like that. There's just like a lot of cool outside stuff. So that's something that the pandemic cannot prevent me from doing, and that's like an attainable goal. I also want to get rid of like half of my clothes. I've realized during the pandemic that I have too much stuff in my house, and I need to have less of it. I've like spent so much time scrolling through Instagram looking at these beautiful interiors, and nobody ever has as much shit as I do. I just need to get rid of some of my shit.
Erin, they do. They just hide it before the Instagram picture.
Well, maybe I just need a big shit bin to throw my shit in.
Can I tell you the best part? We're having construction done at our house, and they brought a dumpster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
just
I was like, can I use this? They're like, you're paying for it. And I have made use of it. And you're right. It is, if I haven't used it in a year, there needs to be serious thought about why, and then it has to go.
I don't dumpster clothes though, because I don't.
No, not clothes.
Yeah,
other
I don't tend to wear clothes out, and I try to give them away if I can. In New York City, there's some really, in like a major city, there's like really good, like if you have nice clothes that you want to give away, there's like really good places to give it to that like help people dress up for job interviews and stuff like that, which is definitely something I would recommend. I'm probably going to try to do that in LA. It's just. It's a large task. I also am like super afraid of getting my blood drawn. Have been since I was 12. Just even the thought of it gives me the willies. And I think 2021 is the year that I like try to get over it. Like I will try hypnosis. I will try, you know, I will like do what I need to do to get over being afraid of getting my blood drawn.
Erin, there's an incredible company called Theranos, run by just a dream of a woman.
A strong woman.
A strong woman.
A
girl boss, if you will.
A girl boss.
In a black turtleneck.
Ladies are doing it for themselves.
They're doing it, and they are getting just finger pricks, and you can find out.
The machine
And there's a
that
20%
does it,
chance your blood comes back right.
I'm willing to take that risk. I think it's great. I mean, congratulations to all of you for making it through 2020.